everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. This book was published in 2011 and it won the National Book Award. This is a fiction novel that follows this poor black family that lives in Mississippi, and it follows them during the 12 days leading up to Hurricane Katrina. I'm not sure how to say the main character's name. It's spelled E-S-C-H. In my head I've been pronouncing it like Etch, but I feel like it's supposed to be more like Esh. But she is our main character and you're following her family. It's just her three brothers, and her father, who is an alcoholic. Her mother died while giving birth to the last son in the family, and so it is just the four of them. They're pretty poor. They talk about, mainly eating ramen noodles and just eggs that they get from their chickens and things like that. Her father is preparing the house for the hurricanes that are coming up their way that they're hearing about on the radio and seeing on TV. Ash is only 15 years old and she has recently realized that she's pregnant. Her brother Skeeta is breeding pit bulls and his whole story revolves around his pit bull. There is her other brother Randall, who is trying to get a scholarship for basketball, and then there is Junior, who is just kind of like the little baby of the family. I really enjoyed reading this novel. I was sucked in basically from the very beginning. The way Jesmyn Ward writes, I was able to start caring about these characters almost immediately. This book isn't very long, and as I mentioned, it only takes place over the course of about 2 weeks. So there isn't a lot of character development that happens. You're literally just following these people during that 2-week span and seeing what their lives were like before Katrina, and then a little bit of during and after Katrina. Obviously, knowing about Hurricane Katrina and knowing just the type and size and the damage that it caused in the South adds a lot to this book, because the audience obviously has this knowledge of what will be heading their way that the characters themselves don't have. So there's a lot of tension in this book that is literally just there because you know about Hurricane Katrina. And there are parts of this book where as the storm grows closer, I could feel my heart getting tighter because I just knew that this hurricane was gonna come and completely change their lives. I did have a couple of problems with this book, the main one being the ending and the way everything sort of wraps up at the end. It almost felt a little bit too happily ever after, the way things went, and you don't really see a lot of consequences from the hurricane. You see immediate consequences, but you don't really get a true sense of what happens to them. And they all just seem very optimistic at the end of it, which doesn't completely make sense to me because I feel like after a hurricane, people aren't that optimistic about life. That ending didn't really make sense to me. It just felt a little bit like she just wanted to end the story, and so she did. And it also doesn't completely make sense because this book is really short, so it feels like it could have been a longer book with a better ending. In the end, I give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars, but on Goodreads I marked it up to 4, and I definitely think this is a book that should be read. I think this is a point of view that is very rarely seen in novels, and especially in mainstream novels. I feel like just the idea of seeing the point of view of poor black people in America is very rarely happening nowadays, so I feel like even just for that perspective, this book is one that needs to be read. Again, I think the main draw for this book is just Jesmyn Ward's writing style. I liked a lot of the metaphors that she makes with Hurricane Katrina and also with the pit bull in this story. The pit bull is actually a pretty central character slash storyline in this book. There's a lot of parallels between the pit bull and the other characters and things like that, so I just thought all of that was just really interesting and really made the book. So yeah, that's my review of Salvage the Bones. If you have read this book, feel free to leave your comments down below letting me know what you think, or if you have any other thoughts or comments or questions related to the book, feel free to leave those down in the comments as well. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.